Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and once again I'm coming to you with another range report. And today's range report is on another cool and awesome pistol from Sig Sauer. This is the Sig P226 Pro-Cut. So it is the famous P226 platform with these cool lightning cuts milled into the slide. The cocking serrations are a little bit different. It has a few upgrades like some nice grips, and it is milled out for a red dot if that is a direction that you would like to go with on this pistol. But before I talk about the things that I like and don't like about this particular gun, I want to thank the people that always make these range reports possible. First and foremost is the owner of this awesome pistol, a local subscriber and friend of the channel. His name is Ken. Ken, thank you so much. I want to thank my Patreons as always, because through their monthly donations and support, they help keep the lights on around here. As you guys know, I'm a YouTube bad boy. They don't like to monetize my content. Maybe it's because I review firearms, but I try to make this stuff as G-rated as possible, but they don't seem to agree. And I always want to thank my primary sponsor for every single range report, because he provides all of the ammunition for these, thus making them financially feasible, and that is my good friend Mark from Brownworks. And yes, it's that time in my range report where I talk about the best grip company out there and the best grip craftsman out there, Mark from Brownworks. Brownworks is a company that can make one-off custom grips for you and your firearms, not only for pistols, but also AR-15s. Yes, AR-15 wood grips and panels for both M-LOK and key mod rails. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But I know you're here because you want to see a Sig P226 in action and get my thoughts on it. And while these grips from Sig look pretty nice, these G10 grips, you know what would look even better on this? A set of custom Texas Gun Vault grips in my favorite color, green. Well, I know Mark could make them. And if you have something special that you want made for your guns, I'm going to ask that you go over and check out Brownworks. I'm going to put a link to his website in the description below, and also as a pinned comment, as well as a coupon code for 10% off your first order. Go over there, see what he has to offer. And if you don't find what you're looking for, make sure to email Mark and tell him the Texas Gun Vault sent you. So now let's talk about this awesome Sig P226. I've already told you a little bit about it. This is the Pro-Cut version. So it has those lightning cuts in the slide to save some weight, but they also look pretty darn cool. This is also an upgraded version of the P226, so we do have a cutout for a red dot optic. We do have these G10 grips, but as I've already said, this gun would look great with some Brownworks grips on them, but these grips look pretty nice. They're called the Piranha grips, and they are made once again out of G10. You do get a beaver tail on this. Not all models have that. It does come with two 20-round magazines, and the cocking serrations on this are a little bit different than your standard 226. They kind of look really nice, but everything else on this gun is pretty much stock on the 226, including the SRT trigger, which I'm going to go more into in this range report. So what are the things that I like about this particular gun? Well, I have to say I love Sig Sauer pistols and the P-Series pistol. And out of all the guns that they make in that series, I think the P226 is the absolute best. The P226 was originally designed to compete to replace the 1911 in those trials back in the 80s where Beretta won the contract. It is my understanding that the 226 actually kind of edged out the Beretta, but the Beretta came in a little bit cheaper. So the US military decided to go with that instead of this. But this gun was still adopted by organizations such as the Navy SEALs, and it saw a lot of service. And of course, Sig has been making it ever since, and they've been doing constant upgrades to it. And to keep the gun relevant, Sig has really done a nice job. I've already told you, you do have a cutout here on the top of the slide for a red dot optic. I know it's kind of set up for their Sig sights, but I believe there are adapters for other types of red dots. If you want to go in that direction, we have these nice Tritium night sights, and that is the one thing about Sig pistols that I really do like a lot, where you get plastic sights with Glocks. Well, with Sigs, you always get night sights, and they're made of metal. They might not be the greatest sights of all time, but they're definitely really nice out of the box. You do get an accessory rail there in the front. You do get two 20-round magazines. when you buy this particular pistol. Now, when I got this gun from Ken, I did get a standard 15 round one and this 20 round one, but the website does say you do get two 20 rounders. So that is pretty darn nice. And I really like the fact this gun has a beaver tail on it. Not all of the Sig P series pistols has a beaver tail. So that is a really nice addition. Now, not that you really get hammer bite or anything on these SIGs because the bore axis is kind of high. It just looks really attractive, and I think that allows you to kind of dig into your hand a little bit lower, and so I think it makes the gun a little bit more comfortable to shoot. So if you like the 226, you're definitely gonna like this particular version of that model. Now let's talk about the one thing about this gun that I don't like. I'm not even going to say that I don't like it. It's going to be more of a neutral thing because in my mind, they're not necessarily positive or negative, and it's the whole point of this gun, and that is those lightning cuts. They're designed to make the slide a little bit lighter, and as I said, they do definitely make the gun look a lot cooler. But they're not functional from any standpoint of compensation. It's not like the barrel is ported. Who knows, maybe they make a ported barrel for this particular slide. My only issue with this is the more holes you have in your slide, it is more options for particulate and debris and dirt and mud, especially if you're going to use this particular pistol in some type of combat scenario, or it's going to be your daily carry. What if you fall into the sand or the dirt? You can get stuff in that slide and it can slow it down or cause the gun to malfunction. But I think for most people, it's not really going to matter. So it really kind of depends on your philosophy of that. I definitely think they look cool. It definitely makes the slide seem a little bit lighter. But if you are maybe running this in some type of competition or you're going to carry it a bunch, that might be an issue to think about when it comes to the reliability of the firearm. And that's really the only thing negative I would have to say. But as I said, it's not really a negative thing. It's just more of a neutral comment depending on your philosophy on these types of things and this option. So let's go ahead and get this thing to the range. I can't wait to put some rounds through this thing. I love the 226. So I'm going to set up the target first at 7 yards, put 20 rounds in one of these gigantic magazines. I'm anxious to see how this thing shoots, see how this SRT trigger functions, because I love the SRT triggers in all of these SIG pistols. I'm curious how well I'm going to shoot it. So let's just get it to the range and let's have some fun with it. Alright, so that might not have been my best grouping ever, but in my defense, I totally forgot about having to hold the SIG sights a little bit different than your standard sights. These sights are not designed to have 3 dots in a line across. You're supposed to hold the front sight a little bit higher than the rear. I totally forgot about that, and I kind of crept up my point of impact as I was shooting because I remembered that. But I do have to say I was having a lot of fun there because this gun is super light recoiling, and this SRT trigger is absolutely outstanding. I love the short reset trigger in all of the SIGs, and this one might have the best trigger of them all. So I don't know if they've even enhanced the SRT trigger since the last one I shot. I own a couple, but they're older models. This one is absolutely fantastic, and it feels great in my hands. It's great to shoot. Man, I was just having a lot of fun, so I probably rushed that a little bit. But let's see if I can do a little bit better. I'm now going to set out the target at about 15 yards, load up 15 rounds, and I'm going to go for the head on this IDPA target. I'm going to take my time and see if I can shoot this thing any better. So let's hope I do. And so that's still not the best group I've ever shot. I'm honestly a little bit kind of embarrassed, but the gun feels great in my hand and this trigger is awesome. I kind of want to show it to you and how short this particular reset is. So I'm going to safety check this gun. We don't have anything in the chamber here. So let me go ahead and show you first the double action pull on this trigger. So pretty standard. It's kind of a long take up and it's a little bit heavier than I'm used to. So maybe the trigger return spring is a little bit more stout. But let's reset this thing. Now this is where this SRT trigger truly shines. That's it. That is the reset. See how short that reset is? It's very tactile, very audible. Yeah, this thing is amazing. So I'll barely move my finger and you're already reset. That is super short. I absolutely love that. That is exactly what I'm looking for out of a double action, single action trigger. So even though I'm not shooting it that well, the gun is functioning great and that trigger is awesome. So maybe I'm just not used to it or something. I don't know, but you guys can laugh at me and that is perfectly okay. But now there's one more thing that I want to test, because usually when it comes to these SIGs, especially shooting them in double action, I end up shooting them better. So I'm going to reset the target, load up another magazine, and for each pull this time, I'm going to use the manual decocker and I will lower the hammer and I will shoot a double action each time. I've already told you the double action pull on this is a little bit heavier than I'm used to, but it's a very consistent pull. And in the past, I've shot these guns better using double action only. So let's just see how I do and see if this double action trigger pull is as good as the single. And as I suspected, I actually shot it better. It was a better grouping in double action. Why that is, I don't know. I shoot double action revolvers terrible, but I apparently shoot double action semi-automatic pistols pretty good. So I'm happy with that. And I have to say overall, the trigger is 5 out of 5 stars. I have 0 complaints with this. The trigger is just awesome. And so being in a combat or duty trigger, it is absolutely perfect. So if you're looking for a hammer fired gun, I don't think you can do any better than that. And that double action pull is really consistent. So I'm really loving everything that SIG has put into this thing so far. All right, so now I want to give my wife Becky a chance to shoot this. She likes 9mm semi-automatic pistols. She likes the ones that are the larger frames. I think the only complaint she's probably going to have is the grips. She is so grip sensitive. It drives me absolutely bonkers. And she doesn't like any type of texture on the grips that is too aggressive. And I don't think this one is too aggressive, but she just might. I'm curious to see if she has the same accuracy problems that I'm having with it. I know it's not the gun. I know it's me. I just probably don't shoot SIGs enough. But often she outshoots me. So this time, let's see if she does again. And her group wasn't her best either, so there's just something about this gun that's just not letting us shoot it all that great, but we're still having a lot of fun with it and zero malfunctions. She said she had absolutely no complaints with it. Well, with the exception of that grip texture. Yeah, she just doesn't like that. And she likes to show me her hands and go, see, you can see the texture still in my grip. I get that, but I still think she's a little bit sensitive on that, but she still shoots the guns pretty well. And normally when it comes to guns that I don't shoot well, she shoots them pretty good, and she was still having a couple of flyers there. So I don't know, what does this mean? Is the gun inaccurate? Well, absolutely not. It's just one of those things that we have to get used to, but normally when we shoot SIGs, we do pretty good. Why we're not having that same accuracy with this particular gun, I can't say, because there's absolutely nothing about this gun for me, honestly, to complain about. It feels great, it's high quality, the trigger is awesome, sights are great. I don't know, but you guys might be able to tell me in the comment section below. I know a lot of you guys are probably going to criticize my technique, and that's fine too. But as I said, I shoot my Sig P226 Mark 25 pretty darn good. All right, but now speaking about shooting this thing fast, I'm gonna do the quick magazine change. Now remember, I'm just an average gun guy. I'm just doing this test to see if I can change this magazine out fast, if I can shoot the gun fast, because who knows, maybe you are going to carry this for self-defense. Maybe you're gonna use it as a home defense pistol or as some type of competition gun. And you wanna know, well, can an average gun guy like Jason change this magazine out fast? Can he shoot it fast? Because trust me, if I can, I know someone like you can probably do it better. So I'm gonna load up 2 magazines with about 5 rounds each and just see how fast I can do this. And I have one good thing to say and one bad thing to say. Let's start off with the good. First off, I can shoot this trigger fast. This gun runs quick. Now I think I can shoot guns pretty fast. My trigger finger is pretty agile, but when it comes to the bad side of this, which was the magazine change, well, there's not much of a magwell or beveling on this frame at all. And so you got to make sure that magazine is going in there really straight. Now, some people will probably not even look at the gun when they change the mag because their mag wells are so big and it just guides in. Well, this one, you're gonna have to look because it's easy to miss. I can tell you just from trying to do it here on the workbench, I'm even a little bit slow here. So I kind of feel like there might be some type of magwell upgrade that you could do to this if you're going to use it in competition shooting, and that would probably be the way that I would want to go. And who knows, maybe a custom gunsmith can do something with the bottom of the frame. But Sig doesn't have anything out of the box with that, so if you're trying to change these magazines fast, that might be kind of the slow point in that competition shooting. But the trigger runs super fast. All right, but speaking of running this thing fast, well, you guys know I just got to do a quick mag dump. So that's what I'm going to do now, load up this 20-round magazine one more time and just see how fast I can shoot it. And yeah, it's just for fun. And I think I shot that thing pretty fast. I think that the trigger in this particular model is the highlight of the entire gun. It is awesome. And yes, I am gushing about this trigger. It is just fantastic. The gun has run great. I've had no malfunctions. It has strong ejections. I might not shoot it as well as other P226s. Not really sure why, but this is a feature, an option-packed pistol. So what are my final thoughts on the Sig P226 Pro-Cut? Well, there's so much to this gun to like. And I'm going to say that the accuracy problems are going to be me and not the firearm. I love all of the options that this thing has. The only complaint that I've had were those lightning cuts, just worried about particulate or something else getting in there. But for me, it's probably not going to be that big of a deal. And this trigger, if I could give it more than 5 stars, I would honestly give it more than 5 stars. It's great. So As I said, this thing has honestly exceeded my expectations, and you guys know when a gun exceeds my expectations what the star rating is going to be. So it is going to get 5 out of 5 stars. Yeah, this thing really surprised me. I knew I was going to like it because I like the 226, but I didn't think I would like this particular model as much as I did. So I definitely think this is a little bit more affordable than the Legion, and you get a feature-packed pistol that is a huge upgrade on the 226 platform. So this would definitely be a really cool way to go. And another thing that I like about this gun is I think it's very versatile. I think this could be a good carry piece. So maybe inside the waistband, outside the waistband, it might work for both depending on what magazine you use. If I was going to run inside the waistband, I might run that 15 round mag. I think you could conceal that a little bit more. If you want to use this maybe for a competition gun or a range gun, it is awesome. It could fit that role. It could be a great home defense gun. It just has so much going for it. It just kind of checks all those boxes. So if you're looking for a gun that can do it all, this is one of those guns that I would probably look at and recommend. It's high end, it's high quality, it's all metal, it shoots great, it functions great, and it's feature packed. So 5 out of 5 stars for the Sig P226 Pro-Cut. So thank you so much, Ken, for letting me get to shoot this gun. I'm sorry I did not shoot it as accurately as I would like, but I'm gonna say that's my fault and not the gun, because the gun is just absolutely fantastic and awesome. So what do you guys think? Do you like the 226? Does the Pro-Cut version interest you? And what do you think of the other upgraded versions of the 226 like the Legion? I know there's a lot out there and a lot of people rant and rave about that one as well, but I think this one might give it a run for its money. So let me know what you think in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.